Hello, everybody. Welcome to Yoga for Self-Love with Kim. I am Kim. This will be a short and gentle practice. And we'll bring in a whole bunch of twists to get some rotation through the spine, some rotation through the spinal discs, little tug and pull of the tissues along the back body, along the spine, and also the tissues on the side body, spiral line of the body, and also a squeeze and release of the internal organs, which can help with digestion. So you don't need any props for this unless you would like to sit on something at the end of the practice. So you could have a block or a blanket handy. And we will start our practice on our back. So bring yourself down onto your back. Find a little Shavasana. Our final relaxation pose, we will start there. You can extend the legs down the mat. If it feels okay for you, take the feet wide, arms out to the side. And see how you're feeling today. Palms could face up or down. If you need a little bit more grounding, you could turn the palms down. Palms up, open to receive. And you find that expansion across the chest. And if it does not feel good for you to have the legs extended, you can always bend the knees, bring the feet to the mat, point the knees up towards the ceiling and keep the knees about hip width, or you could take the feet wider and let the knees knock in towards each other. So find your Shavasana. And then if it feels okay for you, close your eyes. Otherwise, just find a soft and steady gaze. And just allow yourself a moment to land. Allow your back body to feel the earth beneath you. So all of the points of your back that are coming into contact with the floor, with the mat, let those points feel heavy and weighted down towards the earth. And feel that support of the earth underneath you, as if the earth is holding you, loving you, caring for you, supporting you. And so you can just begin to let go. As best you can, let your whole body relax. Relaxing from your head all the way down to your feet. Relaxing your forehead, cheekbones, scalp, back of the head. Relaxing through your jaw and your tongue. Relaxing through your neck and your throat, shoulders and arms, hands and fingers. Relaxing through the chest and the rib cage, front of the torso, back of the torso. Relaxing through your hips and your buttocks, your belly, your upper legs, lower legs, ankles, the heels, the feet, the toes, everything, whole body relaxing. Begin to scan your body, your mind, and notice anything that shows up for you today, thoughts, feelings, emotions, sensations in your body. Honor wherever you are today. Let go of any judgment. Be kind to yourself. And as always, I invite you to bring in the intention to be gentle, kind, patient, loving, and compassionate with yourself as you move through this practice. And if you choose to carry that intention out into the world with you, bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Just take a few deep, smooth breaths here, in through your nose out through the nose or out through the mouth. And then release your hands. Extend your legs down the mat if they're not already extended. Bring the legs together. Reach your arms up overhead, stretching the whole body long. Fingers all the way down to the toes. And feel free to yawn or sigh or wiggle. And then let everything relax. And we'll roll our whole body over onto the left side. Can stack the knees on top of each other. And rest your head down. If you feel you need it, you could tuck a blanket underneath your head here. And stack the right arm on top of the left. And then begin to bend the right elbow. Begin to peel that right elbow back and over towards the right side as you open the chest. Unfurl the right arm to the right side. So the legs are still where they are, stacked on top of each other. Pelvis is in this neutral position. You're finding this twist from the bottom of the rib cage or right around the waist area. So not twisting from the low back, which doesn't twist as much. You're finding the twist more from the upper back or the rib cage area. And then slowly bring yourself back. Right arm will come back over to meet the left. And then roll yourself over onto your back and then all the way over to your right side. Same thing. Knees stacked on top of each other. Left arm on top of the right. And then begin to slowly bend that left elbow, peel the left arm back and out to the left side. You unfurl that arm. You can turn your gaze over towards that left hand or shift your gaze up towards the ceiling, whatever feels better for your neck. And then take a breath or two here. And then we'll bring that left arm back over on top of the right. And then roll yourself onto your back, knees to chest. Take your hands to your knees. Inner edges of feet together, inner legs together. Roll your knees around in a few circles. And then switch the direction of your circles. Bring your knees to center. Now hug the right knee into your chest. Extend your left leg all the way down the mat. And then we'll take the left hand to that right knee. Begin to slowly guide that knee over across the body and over towards your left side. And then open the right arm out to the right side. So unfurling that right arm back out to the right. And you can shift your gaze or turn your head wherever it feels okay for the neck, over towards that right hand, maybe up towards the ceiling. Maybe even over towards the left if you prefer. And then bring it back onto the back. Hug that right knee back into the chest. Release that leg down to the mat. Now we'll hug left knee into the chest. Take the right hand to that left knee and slowly guide that knee over, across the body, over towards the right side as you open the left arm out to the left side. And then slowly bring yourself back to center. Hug that left knee into the chest. Now hug right knee into the chest. Stick the arms out to the sides in a T formation. Turn the palms to face down. Now we'll bring the knees over towards the right side to hover above the floor. Draw in through the belly. Bring your legs back through center and over to the left now. Hovering the legs above the floor. Hug in through the belly. Bring the knees back into center. And a couple times as you shift the knees side to side, but keep the legs hovering above the floor. And now bring your knees back to center. Take hands to the back of the thighs. Pull the knees in towards the chest. Send your feet up towards the ceiling, finding a happy baby modification. Stay here, or if it's available, reach hands up for the feet. And gently pull down on the feet or heels or calves or shins, whatever you can grab a hold of. You can stay here at center or gently rock yourself from side to side. And then bring yourself to center. Release your feet, draw the knees into your chest. Find your way up into a seated position. If it's okay for you, you could rock and roll yourself up. Or just roll it over to the side and then slowly bring yourself all the way up. And we'll take it into a table position, coming onto hands and knees. And step your right foot out towards the right side. You can turn the toes forward or out towards the side, whatever feels better. And then we'll plant the left hand underneath that left shoulder. Begin to bend the right elbow, pull that right elbow up towards the ceiling, and then open that right arm up towards the ceiling. And then right arm comes back down. Step that right foot in, and then we'll step that left foot out. Rooting into the right fingers, right hand will begin to bend the left elbow, pull that elbow up towards the ceiling, open that arm all the way up towards the ceiling. And then the left hand comes back down. We'll step that left foot back in, so you're coming back into your table. And then from your table, we'll peel the right elbow up towards the ceiling and then open that arm all the way up. You're spinning from the rib cage up. And now we'll thread the right arm underneath the body, come down onto the outer right arm. You can rest down onto your right cheek or temple. Press into your left finger pads. Stay here, or begin to reach that left arm up towards the ceiling, or even tuck that left hand around right into that right hip crease. And then release that left arm. We'll take it back down to the mat. Plant that left hand. Bring yourself back into your table. Let's take it to the other side. Begin to root down into the right fingers, right hand. Bend that left elbow. Reach that left elbow up. Open up that left arm. And then we'll thread the left arm underneath the chest. Come down onto the outer arm. Tent the right fingers. Press them down into the earth. Or reach that right arm up towards the ceiling. Or maybe reach it around. Tuck that right hand in towards that left thigh. And then right arm comes back up. Plant that hand down to the mat and bring yourself back into a table. Let's wiggle from side to side a few times, just finding some free form movement here. And then bring yourself to center. Now we'll roll through some cat-cow. Begin to loosen up through the spine a little bit. Inhale as you tip the tailbone up, drop the belly down towards the mat. Lift the heart up, the gaze up. And then as you exhale, press into fingers around your spine up towards the ceiling. And then a few times you roll back and forth. You follow your breath. Inhaling into your cow, exhaling as you find that rounded back of your cat. And then bring yourself back into your table. Now we'll extend the right leg back behind, hip level-ish. Bend that right knee, draw it underneath the body, up towards nose, chest, forehead. Step or carry right foot up towards the top of the mat. We'll bring it into a low lunge. Right knee tracking over the ankle. Press down into that right foot. Lift yourself up. Hug in through the inner legs. Take hands to that front thigh. Press the hands into the thigh, lengthen up through the crown of the head. Spine nice and long. Take the palms together at the heart, and then we'll take it into a little twist here. Spin your heart over towards the right, and then we'll tuck that left elbow outside of that right knee or thigh. Press your palms together, lift up through your belly, spin your heart to the right, pull that right shoulder blade down the back, keep pressing the palms together, keep hugging in through the inner legs, spinning the heart up and to the right. And then bring yourself back to center. Reach the arms up towards the ceiling. And now we'll take the left hand to the top of the mat inside that front foot. Bend your right elbow. Begin to peel that right elbow up towards the ceiling. Unfurl that right arm. You spin your heart up towards the right. And now either stay right here, or we'll bend the back knee, the left knee, reach back for that right foot for that left foot with your right hand. Pull that foot in towards your bum. Spin the heart a little bit more up and to the right. And then release the foot if you've got it. Reach the right arm back up. And then bring yourself back to center. We'll bring it back up through low lunge. And then hands come back down to the mat. Step yourself into your table again. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Send the left leg back. Bend that left knee. Draw it in towards nose, chest, forehead. Round up through the spine. Step that left foot forward. We'll take it into a low lunge on this side. Left knee tracking over the ankle. Press down into that foot. Lift yourself up. Take hands to that front thigh. Press into the thigh. Get nice and long through the spine. Nice and tall. Imagine some space in between the vertebrae, some spaciousness for those spinal discs. Nice and juicy. And let's reach the arms up. And then we'll take the palms together at the heart. Hug in through the inner thighs. Begin to spin your heart over to the left now. And then we'll tuck that right elbow outside that left knee thigh. Lift up through your belly. Press your palms together. Hug that left shoulder blade down the back and spin your gaze up towards the ceiling. And then bring yourself back to center. Now we'll take right hand to the mat, inside the front foot, and begin to peel the left elbow up towards the ceiling. Left arm reaches up. Right hand presses down into the earth. Hands reaching away from each other, and then stay here or bend that back knee, and now reach back with the left hand, pull the foot in towards your bum, spin the heart up. And then release the foot if you've got it, nice and easy. Left arm reaches back up towards the ceiling, and then bring yourself back to center, press into that left foot, lift the arms up back through our low lunge. And then hands down to the mat. Step it back into table. Let's root down into the finger pads. Tuck the toes under. Glide your hips up into downward dog, starting with a big or little bend in the knees. Press down and out through the hands. Root down through the feet, heels reaching towards the mat. Whether they get there or not doesn't really matter. Just moving in that direction. Find some movement here, pedaling legs, bending, straightening knees, rocking yourself back and forth or side to side, whatever calls to you. Roll up onto balls of feet and then press the heels towards the mat, and again roll it up onto balls of feet and press the heels back towards the mat. And one more time, roll it up. Heels press towards the mat. Now bend your knees, crouch yourself down, and then glide the hips up into your downward dog. Again, bend your knees, crouch it down, and then glide the hips back up. And then one more time, bend the knees, crouch down, glide hips up into your downward dog. Then step your feet in just a little bit, so we'll shorten up our downward dog. And then root down into your left finger pads. Come up onto your right finger pads or fingertips. And then we'll take the right arm underneath the body, grab a hold of that left ankle or shin, press down really strongly through that left hand, lift up through that left armpit, and take a little peek up towards your left hip. And then release. We'll take right hand back down to the mat. Now get really strong through that right hand, right finger pads clawing the mat. Come up onto left finger pads, fingertips. And then we'll take that left arm underneath the body, reach over towards that right ankle. Again, really strong through that right hand so you're not collapsing into that right hand or arm. You're really pressing the floor away and lifting up through the arm, up through the armpit. And then take a little peek up towards that right hip. And then release, bring it back into your down dog. And then walk your hands back to meet your feet. Fold yourself in, forward fold, belly to thighs. Let your head go, shake your head, rock your hips. And then let's take hands to the hips, press into your feet and come all the way up to stand. You know, step to the long edge of the mat, take your feet out wide. Open the arms, 5-pointed star. And then let's take hands to the hips. We'll fold in to Prasarita Padottanasana. Take your fingers down to the floor. If you need some blocks here, feel free to grab some blocks and tuck them underneath the hands. Come onto the finger pads, or you can bring palms down to the mat. Fold yourself in, let the head go, shake it out. And then we'll press into left finger pads. Begin to peel that right elbow up towards the ceiling and reach that right arm up. And then right arm comes back down to the floor. Bend the left elbow, lift that left elbow up towards the ceiling, unfurl the arm, left finger's reaching up. And then left hand comes back down. One more time each side. Bend the right elbow, peel that arm all the way up, open it up towards the ceiling. Right hand comes back down to the mat. Other side, one last time. Bend the left elbow, reach it up towards the ceiling, open up the arm, left finger's reaching up, right finger's rooting down. And then left hand comes back down, hands to your hips, soften your knees, pick yourself up, lift up through the heart, come all the way up to stand. Step your feet back together, about hip width or so, soften your knees, take hands to the sides, and begin to sway side to side, and just let the hands move with you. And give yourself some little taps on the belly, the abdomen. Maybe you move the arms up towards the chest, the upper back, as you swing from side to side. And then bring the arms back down the body, towards the belly, abdomen. And then begin to slow the movement down. And then bring palms together at the heart. Bring yourself all the way back down to your mat and into a seated position. Take palms together at your heart. Root down through the sitting bones, through the pubic bone. Sit up nice and tall. So if you need to, you could sit on something here. Notice what's happening with your pelvis. If you're rolling back, if the pelvis is rolling back or you're rounding out through the low back, then sit up on something so you can have that nice upright alignment. Nice and tall through the spine. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, spin your heart over towards the right. Bring it back to center. Sitting up nice and tall, deep breath in. And then spin your heart over towards the left. Bring it back to center. Thank you so much for sharing this short, gentle practice with me today. I hope it helped. I hope you feel good. With love and gratitude, namaste.